Welcome back. Here I am, Diddy Kong myself, CJ in the building. Who's beside me here?
I guess I get to be old Cranky Kong on this ride because I'm the old son of a bitch in this one. But with us, we brought
Donkey. Just Aiden in
Dilfy
the building
Kong.
here. Dilfy Kong in the building here. What are we doing today, CJ?
Hey, I've been missing out a few weeks here. We're good to go. I'm back and better than ever. Ready to play this, or I guess talk about this game that we got a chance to play as Aiden sees how bright my future is and puts on more sunglasses to try to outswag me. Not happening.
got some layers.
It's not
got some
happening,
layers.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I missed out. Somebody, Larry, fill me in. What did I miss here? What's been happening?
Let's see here. Real world. I got old person's GERD disease. I've been working, hating life. Got dark early. We played a couple of video games while we were at it too. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's been a minute. We played Mega Man X. You need to go back and play that. You missed a good one there.
Yeah, seen that.
Okay. And then played Final Fight, and I don't know. Listen to it. Tell me what you think. But
Okay.
other
I
than
did
that,
get got a little bit of Mega Man X. I did catch a brief little part there, so
I think Aiden will concur, as we already went through this once. But that's a good game. You should one listen to the episode and then go play it.
I'm not going to spoil it, VGR Podcast fam. Go watch it. But there's some high ratings at the end there. We don't usually rank extras, but we had to put a number on it. You got a good score for sure. For an extra, it was a monster.
Yeah.
like to hear it. Yeah. Like to hear it. Well, I got a quick question before we jump into anything too serious. I did want to know, Aiden. I'll start with you because you're probably wrong with whatever you say, but you can pick anybody in the world. Doesn't matter who, anybody you want, as long as they're alive. 3 guests that you would have at your dinner table. You and these 3 people. Who are you bringing to eat?
Kanye West.
There we go. All right, don't mess it up now.
Hathaway.
Who?
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, fair enough.
Kanye West, Anne Hathaway. Third is a tough one. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, Kanye West, Anne Hathaway. Good little dinner party there.
Work out. Is there any specific reasons you want to give? Yeah, give me a quick reason on all of them. Just give me a quick reason.
Kanye West. He's Kanye West. I enjoy his tunes, for one. I feel like he could really enlighten me on some of his beliefs. I feel like he'd definitely bring an interesting dynamic to the conversation. He would maybe have some interesting clothes on, maybe a hood or two, maybe a pointy hood, but it's gonna strike some conversation. Anne Hathaway, no really explanation needed there. And Myles Garrett's just the best player in the National Football League, so and he's also happens to be my favorite player, so I would love to have a conversation with him, maybe get his autograph, maybe get a picture, maybe get a signed jersey, maybe give him a kiss, maybe give him a hug. Pretty much it.
Well, Larry, after he spits it out, who do you think your 3 people would be?
They have to be alive. Was that the stipulation? Correct.
Yep, have to be alive.
No Hitler.
Okay.
Bummer.
Damn, I'm out on that one. I guess.
Genghis Khan.
I strangely, I'm an old guy, so I'm going to bring in some old people. First one came to my mind is Paul McCartney, since John Lennon's dead. I got to know what that was all about. I got to know what as much as I could of that one. After that, like I say, I don't know. I've sitting there thinking about it as Aiden was walking through it. I mean, if I had to go with I couldn't go with one of my favorite football players. Actually, I guess I could. I'd have to go with Mike Singletary. He's a linebacker from the Bears back in the 80s. I bring him just simply because he's an intense guy. He's the linebacker I wanted to be. And I realized I'm just not that intense. I'm a little too laid back for such things. And then I don't know who the fourth one would be. Fourth in the party. So Um, hmm. And they have to be alive. That's the worst part. Uh, huh. I don't know, man. I mean, at this point,
Well,
I'm gonna.
you can take anybody you want.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like I said, I'm a very lone guy. I mean, as you see, I run up with a party of 2, and we don't even sit in the same room when we do this. So
Well,
Wait, did you say
well, I
3
mean,
or 4?
if his fourth person would be including himself. He said fourth of the party.
Okay.
So he said 2.
yeah, he said
I mean,
3.
if you have an extra ticket, like nobody's gonna go. Like I can go. If you need me to go, I can go. I'll come to dinner if you need me. Well, you guys kind of broke my heart. I
As
expected
one
to be.
as one. Well, I don't know. You didn't say you wanted to go, but I'll go step back in the little my little gay days. I'll say a little bit of Justin Timberlake just because I liked him. He was sharp. He was funny. There you
Fair
go.
enough. There we
That
go.
was my man crush back in the
Donovan
day.
Mitchell would be my fourth leg.
Oh, you're just
Honestly-
adding people. You got to pay extra for that ticket, dude.
I'd pay extra to add Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I can't ditch Anne Hathaway though, so just my fourth ticket, Donovan Mitchell.
You know what? The right answer, since you guys were both wrong, it was me, myself, Aiden, Larry, and our number 1 fan Corey are all gonna sit down. That was the right answer. But since you guys
Brown noser.
broke it off, I guess I'll have to come up with something. I actually did after
You
hearing
can't
your
include
all's
Jalen Brunson too.
okay. I did. I bounced a couple different answers around. I didn't know if I wanted to just have a really good time and have like the funniest dinner ever, or if I wanted real deep conversation at dinner, or if I just wanted chill dinner. But I think, damn, this sucks. I have to give one person the boot. I'll add on my fourth like Aiden did, but I'm definitely gonna go Kanye West. He's gonna be there. Probably to my left, I'd say, and then to my right, I'm gonna go Carmelo Anthony. Great guy, great athlete, top 10 in points all time. I could go on. I'll put him to my right, and right across from me, I'm gonna copy Aiden's move. I'm gonna go eye candy route. Bobby Altoff. She's funny, dude. She's funny and she's good looking. Podcast.
That's your
I'm just
weird
saying.
answer.
Dude, I'm telling you, Bobby's bad. But my fourth would be Drewski, and originally I was thinking Drewski, Bobby, and Kanye, because that would probably be pretty fucking funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be funny, but everybody's probably genuine people. Everybody's peak male and female attraction, like, obviously. That would be funny. So I think I would almost have to go that route as my fourth if I had to pick one. But like I said, the real answer, us 3 and Corey sitting down having a nice meal. But outside
you're paying,
of that,
man. You know I'm down.
we do have a big announcement to make here. Larry, we talked about it yesterday a little bit. Aiden, I vaguely mentioned it to you today. It's about that time. Here soon, Little League basketball is back. I will never be more dedicated to anything in my life coming up. So I'm just excited to get into it with my boys, Larry and Aiden. Just had to get that shout out there. Go Pistons, goddamn.
You scared me for a second, dude. Like, oh shit, we going for that one. I was like, I didn't bring my Kool-Aid downstairs, but okay.
Yeah, we're cool on that. We're cool on that.
Not that one. Okay, gotcha.
This is a public service announcement. No, but to get back into the video game news and get me back in the flow of playing some games, we're back to something I picked. I almost had to make you guys have a little anticipation, ready to get back. I'm here. My game has arrived. Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
At Bear Haas, we believe soap shouldn't just clean you, it should elevate you. That's why each bar is cold pressed by hand using ingredients so natural that borderline concerning. We start with dew collected from yoga mats at dawn, then we infuse it with essential oils of endangered herbs, lovingly harvested by people who've never heard of Wi-Fi. Our secret ingredient, Whisper Fermented Moon Basil. Every bar of Bear Haas takes 40 days to cure and 40 more to emotionally mature. When you lather with Bear Haas, you're not just washing your body, you're rinsing away the burden of those who still use store-bought soap. Bear Haas, because purity isn't a goal, it's a lifestyle we invented first. Visit bearhaas.su and enter code VGRPOD for 10% off your first order and a free sample if you qualify.
This game, pretty awesome. Not bad, right? Cool. Great premise. Way better than the Donkey Kongs of past. Came out in 94, like I said, on the SNES. It was developed by Rare, who published it, none other than the big dog, Nintendo. And of course, everybody probably knows it's a side-scrolling platformer. One shout out real quick before I give anybody any lore. It also has the board like Super Mario World. Nintendo is helping these companies fix games. I like it. Like I said, 1994 platformer developed by Rare, put out by Nintendo, and you get to play as the big buff gorilla Donkey Kong and his nephew, not his son, his nephew Diddy Kong. Hence the glasses. You're going out to recover your big stash of bananas from Big King K. Rool. Basically a big mean crocodile. Pick them up, Smash Bros. You're going to get some good wins. As Aiden would know, good losses on his end. But you got like 40 side-scrolling levels to play through. Bunch of variation in them. You're going to see a bunch of the mobs and stuff because King K. Rool's got his army. Typical platformer, though. You get to ride animals, collect items, like most platformers. You get to ride in mine carts. Kind of awesome. Also, one thing I like to point out here, at least to my knowledge, I could be wrong, Larry the historian can correct me. I think this might be the first game that you can swap between characters like you can as DK and Diddy Kong. Just wanted to point that out. Could be wrong.
This game, yeah, like where you switch from that. It's a little weird concept because in the 2-player, that's basically what you do is you would control Donkey and the other one would control Diddy. But you could switch in between if you're playing one player.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool, but I'm glad you said that because I wanted to mention not only can you play co-op, you can race, which sounds fun, and I wish we did that. So 2 players, you can race to try to get further, I guess, is from my understanding. I couldn't test it by myself. But the first
I'll
go
testify that real quick. I'll jump in on that one because I did try that with my youngest daughter. I was like, come on, sit down, play with this with me a little bit. Let's see what this 2-player is about. And it's basically like a race to almost get the most bananas throughout a level.
Okay.
So it's like speed run a level and see if you get the most bananas in that level.
Okay.
That's what the racing is like. And then the co-op is basically just playing it. And once,
Yeah.
if you die, then the other one takes over. So.
Okay, makes sense. So wait, do you not both move at the same time on it? On 2-player? Oh wow.
Nope. So even if you if you and I are playing and I die, it's now your turn. And if you get the DK barrel and break it open, it's still your turn until either you switch or you die.
But we can tag each other in and out still.
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of cool. It's different. It's definitely different. It's actually ironic. Once I started playing this, my first impression predates this, and I didn't realize it. Like unlocked a memory, maybe like mid-level 3. I'm like, wait a minute. I remember playing this as a kid at my babysitter's house. Very vaguely. I don't remember it much. I just remember that happened. But first impressions that I can actually remember, honestly, I'll be upfront. I kind of expected it to look a little better, being that it came out in 94 on the SNES. Kind of expected it to look a little better first impression. But overall, I was excited to see an overworld map again. I think that's huge for platformers. I don't know if it's because my favorite platformer is to hit it out the park with Mario or what, but I always like that, so it's kind of good to see. But nothing really too much further than that, I don't think, struck me right out the gates. Aiden, you got any babysitter playing memories as well, or no?
Not quite Baby City Donkey Kong memories, but babysitter,
City.
not Baby City. But I will say I do have to strongly disagree with you here. I like the kind of goofy graphicsness of it. I thought it looked great. It was definitely a different style from the traditional 16-bit. Was it the fact that they a lot of the art in this game they did like the 3D scanned route?
Yeah,
Is that the case?
They scanned like claymation.
Yeah, I actually really like that. I thought the art style was really unique, really enjoyable, really goofy, really fun. So yeah, first impressions, gotta throw a disagreement out. The movement felt super solid. Yeah, first impressions, game felt good, looked good to me, sounded great to me, but we'll get further into that as we go in. Larry,
Okay, Larry.
are you gonna
No,
agree with me or
yeah.
are you gonna agree
Are
with
you gonna
him?
agree
I
with
mean,
me?
choose
Are you
wisely
gonna
here.
agree with me?
Remembering this back in the day, this was definitely a different look. I mean, it almost gives you that feeling like how Yoshi's Island was a totally different spectrum, and it was done kind of the same. Like I said, this was done with 3D clay models. They scanned them in, and of course, Yoshi's was hand drawn. They scanned it in, so that kind of behavior is still there. Um, I think it's probably one of the best face turns we ever see in video gaming because up to that point, Donkey Kong was the bad guy. And then from this point forward, he stays a good face the whole time. So I think it's an interesting turn. I think it's a good lead for him. But at this moment, as we're talking here, I think I agree with Aiden a little bit more that we're looking at something special here.
I agree, and I also want to say I was thinking that while I was playing it, but I love that you mentioned it. This was probably the biggest 180 from like the previous Donkey Kong game before that. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to say all of gaming history because my knowledge is not that extensive, but I mean, you got
Oh,
the difference
repeat that
between
again.
my my overall gaming knowledge is not that extensive. I mean, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a new gen, and there's a lot of video games before my time that I didn't get to play, but the transition between what was it, Donkey Kong 3, which I think we touched on a little bit.
Yeah,
Was that the previous Donkey Kong game in this? It's night and day. This is so much better, and obviously it's kind of the route they continued with in the future, and obviously they made the right choice. That's for sure.
agree.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. I will say, speaking of the graphics that I was just so harsh on, I think I expected them to be more polished, but I did really like the character and mob design a lot. Like you said, Aiden, movement was awesome. I have no bitches there. I think I don't know if you all have seen it or if anybody listening has got a chance to watch any Smiling Friends on HBO. Kind of almost animation wise on the mobs and stuff reminded me of that. The enemies and stuff, the with the claymation kind of reminded
I
me
can
of
see
bits
like
and
the
pieces of
goofiness
that.
of some of the enemies for
Yeah,
sure.
I've always
Like
thought
the
that
rat,
the
I could definitely like
um
randomly like watching Smiling Friends and
yeah
just seeing that rat. I would not be surprised.
yeah no I think uh the bees too. The bees are just funny to me, or the hornet wasp things, whatever you want to say. I don't. They just look so devious. So I like a lot of the design elements of it. Like I said, overall, I thought it would just be a little more polished, but I'm not necessarily saying it looked like shit either. It's definitely not terrible looking. I think it, like you said, it also, Larry, it's similar to Yoshi's Island. It's just different, and I think I'm one of those people that doesn't like different sometimes. I was expecting Super Mario World version of Donkey Kong, so I was like, this isn't what I was hoping for. So partially on my expectations, but overall, felt good, looked good. You know, wasn't my style, I guess I should say. Larry,
Well, we got our
you gonna agree
disagreements
with me
here.
this time? Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Um, I agree. I think a lot of the character designs were very unique. All the different creatures. Like it took a minute to realize like the little alligators were the characters from the Donkey Kong Jr. and all those games we had, the little things that crawled around. The vultures made a comeback, which was again, I have a lot of experience, a lot of memories of the Donkey Kong Jr. game. I played that one the most myself. And of course, I don't think there's anything other than fireballs and barrels in the first one. So,
Yeah.
um, but I'll touch a little bit on where Aiden was coming out on the opening. Uh, this is the probably one of the higher evolutions of a game because a lot of things that came from Nintendo to Super Nintendo were basically just the same game but super. And
Yeah.
this one here is like just something totally different. And they came out swinging with it. And I think I wouldn't say they cracked a home run on it, but definitely a stand up double all day. Hell, maybe even a triple. If you got more legs on it, if you go do
I,
it, Diddy.
I
Yeah.
say I'm not saying they grand slammed it, but I think it's a home run. The 180 they did, completely switching directions. I mean, if you're coming into this expecting it to look like a completely different game and a completely different franchise, and getting kind of disappointed when it doesn't look like that, and they went a different route, I can't hold that. I can't hold that against the game. first of all, because that was a personal decision for you to have your expectations like that. But second of all, I think the claymation 3D scanning style animation, whatever the graphics, I feel like it was really polished for what they were trying to go for. I love the goofiness that they kind of pulled off. The levels look good. The mobs look good. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong look good. I don't know. Graphics wise, I'm saying I'm going the complete opposite direction. Like I did with Yoshi's Island, I think this is one of the better games graphically that we've played on this channel. Out of from the old consoles,
I'm gonna come back into the middle with this a little bit. Character wise, I think this was done really well. But I'm gonna say level wise, I think that's where they kind of, I don't say skipped on it, but didn't do well. Yes, your first jungle one, beautiful, vibrant, many layers. You get into the caves, they're kind of bland.
Yeah.
You just have the cave,
And
they're
dark.
black. There's other levels in this where we have to do a lot of platforming. We have to jump from spot to spot, and I just get lost. Like, where'd the ground go?
Yes.
So I think they did kind of lose themselves a little bit in that. But character-wise, I think they definitely nailed it. I just think, like I say, some of that background shit had gotten away, and a couple of the bosses were like, this is the best effort you're going to put in today, huh?
Yeah. I agree on the bosses, too. It kind of felt like you have a screen, and the boss is in that screen, and you're in that screen, and that's it. Like, you're just in a little box. And
you know what? I'm gonna take a stand here, and you know what? VGR podcast. I know the fans are gonna be behind me. We cannot talk about bosses. We gave Mario a 9.8 out of 10. Some of the most basic, easy bosses of all time. We can't. I mean, the bosses were easy here too, but I mean, we can't. Come on, you can't say Nintendo's that game and be like, okay, well, the bosses are basic. Nintendo or Super Mario World has extremely basic bosses. I mean, come on.
yeah, none of them were just a
Let's be
fat,
real.
chubby rat, though. With
The fat chubby
bouncing-
rat's
I mean,
one thing, but I'm saying like the fucking vulture head. That's literally, I think that's what the name of it is like Neki or some shit like that. Master Neki is actually the name of it. It's nothing more than a vulture's head. I'm like, a little more effort. Like the other ones moving around, that's fine. That meets the bar that they set with Mario. But that damn vulture head thing, I think was just where they just like, you could come up with something better.
You got the big bee boss. You got the flamingo head dancing around. I mean, the rat. I didn't hate the rat, but also in Super Mario World, you had basic things where you just jump on their head 3 times. Basic Bowser Minion Knights or whatever the hell they're called. I don't remember all their names, but I mean, they're basic as hell too. Let's be honest here.
Sorry,
And
you said
yeah,
Minion
can't be
Knights, and
double
I'm thinking
standards.
of a bunch of damn turtles out there building barns and shit.
And I don't know. I do think at some points the levels started to blend together, and Super Mario World, since we are comparing, there's maybe a little bit more uniqueness in between the level designs. But I don't know. You had like the sand temple levels, you had the snowy levels, you had the jungle levels, you had the cave levels, you had some water levels mixed in there. So I mean there was enough variety for me to keep me entertained. It wasn't it didn't feel like Yoshi's Island where I was just kind of brainlessly going through playing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, well, since you love so much about this game, why don't you tell me how the sound hits you? Yep, get a swig of the DC.
Sound is great.
Let's hear it.
Swing the DC powers me up. It fuels my voice. I'm like an engine that runs on DC. I have to have a couple cans beside me at all time. I think the sounds were great. I think like the main soundtrack, the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, it really captured like, I don't know how to even explain it. I don't know if it's just that nostalgia factor, because I'm pretty sure this did carry into some more modern games, and they kind of kept with it, modern Donkey Kong games. Again, I don't know if it's just because I'm familiar with it, but I think it sounded great. It kind of encapsulate. I don't know. I don't know how to explain this, but it felt like a song in the jungle. I don't know how else to say that. It felt good for how the levels were. I'm not explaining it well here, but I think it sounded great personally. CJ, tell me how much you hate the sound and how much it sucks.
I think you're looking for Caribbean style maybe, or something with the little metal drums or something. I don't know. I'm looking for words.
Maybe that also might be racist if I call it jungle music. So Caribbean music is just jungle music, but it felt jungly music. I don't know.
Well, dude, tell us how you really feel.
It fit the atmosphere. It fit the atmosphere.
Jukes that commented that you're one of those rap fans seem to be on point here. I agree with the main theme was really nice. It does kind of it brought me back to the babysitters in a way. Like I said, all I do remember is that the game existed and playing it, but the music did almost bring me back when I first load up. So that's not bad. Outside of that, though, none of it really stuck with me. I'm trying to think of anything outside of the intro that I remember, like the theme music. I'm just not feeling it right now. I don't know. I just nothing else is sticking to me. But the theme music was cool. It was good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think so hard about the rest of the music. It's just nothing else stuck to me like that. Larry, it stick with you any better than me?
Well, I'll put this out because I know at the beginning is when I put the most effort in to pay attention to it. So the game opens up, it gives you the little Nintendo sign and all that, and it starts out with Cranky Kong sitting there turning an old school turntable thing. And if you listen close enough, it is literally the theme song from the 1980s Donkey Kong music. And then Donkey Kong from this one comes in and like knocks his ass out, breaks out of his boombox, and it's that remixed with a more modern sound. So I was like, that's a really good touch. I almost think though that they didn't try so much to do soundtrack as much as they did try to do atmosphere. Like I say, because you brought up the idea, it felt jungly. It did. I know in different things I've watched and listened to, there's people who really love the water levels where it becomes very calming. You feel like you're in, that peace you find in water. The storms felt like there was a storm going and all that. The thing that stuck out to me, sound wise, was where you died. It almost brought me back to like the Super Mario Brothers 3, like how it was like a play. This one here, it's like you get the little, almost like the board cuts. And it's like, the scene's over. Here's a little jingle. And we're going to start over again. So, I mean, but yeah, music wise, I'm with CJ on this. None of it really stuck with me. It was all good, but I don't believe that their goal was to bring you out a killer song more than make you feel like you're actually in the world that you're playing in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I do say for a lot of these kind of vintage old games, we base a lot of our musical rankings on how familiar we are with the soundtrack, and not exactly on the merit or sonically how good it sounds. I do think obviously we've heard better soundtracks. I'm not arguing that this is one of those amazing soundtracks, but I do think this was a very solid soundtrack. Personally, I feel like it did the music that it was going for. It helped the atmosphere for me, the levels that it was in. It helped build the atmosphere, and I think that's what they were going for. I mean, they weren't going for like Larry said, they weren't trying to rock out a level and make you seem like Mega Man it out, Rock Man it out, and have some rock music playing. But the music that I feel like it did what it was going for. It helped build the atmosphere, and I feel like that's really what this game was kind of going for.
Agree.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What did you hate here, Larry? You seem to be pretty neutral. You seem to like everything that you can say negative. It's not super negative, but everything you say great, it's super great. I want to know what you really dislike.
I thought about this one long and hard. And I'm thinking, like I say, I wasn't really thrilled with the bosses, but Aiden makes a good point. These bosses actually are harder than the Super Mario ones because Super Mario ones dodge 3 hits, they're dead. I think the problem I hit was just a lot of getting lost, and even well, no, I'll say that damn mine cart fucking levels. That level is notoriously evil. Just because some of those jumps are just ridiculous, and then when they start sending out those fucking running alligators, it just becomes 3 times as evil. So that definitely got on me. And I don't hate on it because of that. I just like you didn't. I don't know. It's almost like the old Battletoads, which you had a chance to play it, where you got to the turbo tunnel. It's like the shit's just coming at you too fast to react to it. Even playing it on my Switch on a 55-inch TV, it's still too damn fast to coming at me for me to react to what's coming over it. So, needless to say, thank God they put in rewind in those. But
amen.
Outside of that, Hate wise, I can't think of much. The bees pissed me off. I really got over those damn barrel levels too, where you had to get shot from here to there and
Yeah.
all that. Those kind of aggravate me. So, but it's one of those ones that's not a whole lot to really get mad at. So,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. The jump specifically on the mine carts to where you have to jump. The first one that really got me is the tipped over mine cart. Trying to jump over it just felt impossible at first. And then once you figure it out after rewinding 5 times, then you realize as soon as you finally stick the landing, like you said, there's a fucking crocodile coming at you and you just died to it. So now you have to basically hop like as quick as possible. Definitely a little frustrating. I felt like they threw that a little early on too. To tell you the truth, it kind of felt like games just going, it's
yeah.
going, boom, this fucking sucks and it's really hard. Games going, games go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You can't hate on the game for that, though. I mean, come on.
I can.
If we hate on a
motherfucker.
game for
I
having
will.
a slight level of difficulty, I feel like every NES game that we've played should not be above a 5.
Hey pal, the men are talking.
Jesus.
No, I didn't
I'm
like
just
it.
saying,
They definitely got
CJ's
to me.
skill is so little. You can't hate on a game for having a slight level of difficulty, even for a game that's easy as this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Watch
trying to
It's not
this.
the
express that to our fans.
Watch this. I didn't like the minecart levels. I thought they were hard and stupid, and I'm hating on them. Next, not even so much the bees pissed me off. It's almost the placement on some of them. To piggyback off the barrels, Larry, when the ones that were like doing this, moving it like out of sync, and you have this
Yeah.
tiny little gap of a window to get past a bee, that would piss me off. A lot of the spots that they put the tires you could bounce on, I felt similar about the bees or any little openings where they just bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like they give you a little sliver, and it was just more of annoying. I didn't necessarily hate them, just annoying as hell. I almost feel the opposite, Larry, on the barrels as of the first time I did it. But I totally agree. After the first time, it was really cool. The first time, just boom, 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 you're shooting through barrels, and I'm like, that was fucking cool. And then after that, I hated it. I'll be honest. I did not like the barrels much after that. Like the one time was enough, and I
And
kind of almost wish it
that's
happened
kind of my
less.
argument when they made a whole list of it, or made a whole list, but a whole freaking level
Yeah,
of barrels shooting through this narrow timing hole with the bees. It was just like, what the fuck, man. It's like, you're
yeah.
costing me so many lives in this. And it's just like, you're forcing me to continue, you sons of bitches. Rewind.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Outside of that,
Yeah.
I agree with you, Larry. I don't have a ton to hate on other than fuck you, Aiden, the minecart difficulty and just more placement of the bees sometimes or placement of enemies. I feel like they kind of use the gotcha mechanic on that. Like I said, for example, with the minecart, they get you and get you and get you. You finally get over that hump and then instantly run into another hump you didn't know was going to be there. Infuriating. But nothing crazy. I'm sure Aiden has nothing to hate about this game since it's apparently just so good.
I have some legit critiques, unlike yours. My legit critique. Well, first of all, we're at a big impasse here because I am strongly disagreeing. I feel like we have a little VGR inconsistency that needs sorted out. We need to sort this out. If a game's too easy, like Felix the Cat, if a game's too easy like Yoshi's Island, we hate on it. A game has a couple levels that are difficult, like oh levels too difficult. I don't like that about this game. So we can't like I feel like we're pretty much just looking for Super Mario World here. Like I mean, come on, we don't want easy
look.
level all the way through. There has to be some level of difficulty. You can't hate on a game for having intentional game designs that are slightly more difficult than other levels. And two, also, if they didn't have the minecart levels, if they didn't have the barrel levels, it would get stale as hell. It'd feel like just a platform that you're doing the same thing every time. I feel like if they didn't have those, we'd be complaining that it's stale. And it's like a Yoshi's Island where it's the same thing over and over. I like the variety of levels. I don't know why your hand's up. It's my turn. The man
Nope,
is talking right now.
I'm taking it back. I'm the MC, goddammit, I'm taking it back. There's a difference
I have
between...
legitimate. Your criticisms
Look.
are illegitimate. I'll take
All
your
right, can we get a moderator to mute this guy? No, so there's a difference between being difficult because it's game design and when a game just makes something hard because their game's not hard. And that's what I think pisses me off here. You can have like Ninja Gaiden, not the easiest game, but it didn't feel like they're like, oh, let's just make it hard because it's not. It like that's what it feels like with the minecart, for example. And not saying that it was baby shit before, but it wasn't very hard yet. But it's just like super hard out of nowhere and then back to not hard. Like that's what messes me up, makes me mad. Because then you go do that, and then you go into, I believe, the swim level next. That's easy as shit. Like, so when we're doing
I don't
that,
think
I
this
don't
is
like
unique
it.
to
I would.
this game, and we've ranked high games that does that, like Super Mario World. Super Mario World had some ghost levels that were hard, and they had some levels where you could just hold right and jump the whole time and pass through it like it's nothing. The variety and difficulty in between levels, I don't feel like that's something that we can hate on when we give someone something like Super Mario Bros. 3 and
I
Super
feel like
Mario
it's the way that
World
they
a
set it up.
9.5. What do you
Okay,
mean the
but
way they set it up? There's
level
multiple
difficulty
difficult
wise,
levels in this game. It's not
but
just the minecart level.
this is what Mario did though. They did like 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 6. They upped it. In this, it feels like they did 1, 1, 1, 8, 3, 4, 1, 1, 9. Like it's all over the place. It doesn't feel like I'm progressing through the game. It feels like I'm riding a roller coaster here. And I would rather feel like I'm progressing through the game.
Also, I don't know what games you've been playing on the channel, but we have Castlevania, we have Ninja Gaiden, we have Contra, we have Mega Man X. All these games are infinitely harder than the minecart level on Donkey Kong. The minecart Donkey Kong level was not that hard. All those games were much harder,
absolutely.
and we all gave a pretty good score. I don't think we can knock a game for having some difficult stages.
They were hard by design, not hard because, oh shit, our game's too easy. It's like Larry mentioned the Super Mario Maker.
It's an intentional game design. It's not like,
oh shit, this level's been really easy. Let me make the ending absolutely fucking excruciating. Like it's like people that do that shit on Mario, on the Super Mario Maker.
This game is not unique to that. You have an easy level, and some levels you're hard, and guess what? Hardness is subjective. I didn't personally find the minecart levels that hard, but I don't have a problem with having a 3 out of 10 level in difficulty and then playing a 6 out of 10. For some people like Small Brain CJ up there, that's too much for them to handle. They can't do more than 3% jump difficulty here. There has to be a gradual income between levels, a gradual increase between levels. Now here, I'm just saying that is a little hypocritical. You can't give Super Mario World a 9.5 when they do the same thing. But I'm going to give some legitimate criticism.
Paladin that was a top 150 paladin in the US, dude.
I have the talking stick. I'm going to give some legitimate criticisms. I'm going to give some legitimate criticisms, and you guys tell me if you disagree with them. I think some characters in this game, or some mobs in this game, are killable by rolling or jumping on top of them. And I don't like how, and some of them aren't, and I don't like how they don't distinguish that or make an obvious difference. Maybe they do, maybe I'm incorrect, between those two things. Because I go to jump on one mob, and it kills me for jumping on it. And I go to jump on the other, and I can kill it with easy. Same with rolling. I don't like rolling into a mob and kind of crossing my fingers if it's going to kill me or not when I roll through it. That's a legitimate criticism, which I think they could have distinguished more between the mobs that are killable by rolling and jumping on top and the ones that aren't. Not one level gets a little hard, so, so that's too much for me.
All right, man. All right, we get it, man.
I strangely, I'll agree with Aiden on that. I know that there were some of them, like say, you've got him with a barrel, you got the Diddy Kong's little cartwheel thing somehow will work on one of them, but the next one it won't. I can see where you're coming from on that, and that's a good gripe because I'll hate to say I'm playing in the middle of this, but it's kind of how I'm feeling about it. It kind of falls to the CJ's gripe earlier of the whole kind of gotcha mechanics. It's like you're going to learn through death. You're not going to learn through learning. Once it takes a couple lives from you, then you'll realize, oh, this can only be killed that way, or this can only be killed this way. And I'm with you. That becomes aggravating. It shouldn't cost me a life to learn how to take care of something.
And that's why I think that's just being difficult just for shits and giggles instead of just being a difficult game that you actually learn.
But I just want to say, I don't know where you were. NES, half the games we played were 10 times more difficult. I don't know why this minecart level is too much for you. I mean, Ninja Gaiden, did you play that game? I mean, Larry, come on. What level was harder, the minecart level, Ninja Gaiden? I mean, let's be honest here.
Oh, level 6-3 and fucking Ninja Gaiden's a motherfucker compared to that minecart.
I know, and actually, that's a perfect example. I think Ninja Gaiden is a great game. I'm pretty sure I gave it like a 9.1. There was so many enemies or mobs that when you jump over something, they come out of nowhere and try to knock you off. So you kind of have to die and then come back and then learn when you go back. So I mean, I do think
That
sometimes
pissed
it's
me off
annoying.
about that game too.
Yeah, if you're not if you're not a fan of that, I completely understand. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's an intentional game design. And I just want to say, I completely am sympathetic with you not liking the barrel levels. That is totally understandable, and that's just a preference thing. Like if I didn't enjoy the barrel levels, but also I got to think we understand. Say in Super Mario World, the air levels. If I wasn't a fan of the air levels, but I don't think they should take the air levels out. It's just something I'm personally not a fan of. I feel like if we didn't have any barrel levels, or if we didn't have any Mario Kart levels, it would kind of be stale. I'm glad I have that variety, even though I prefer one type of level over the other.
I totally agree. I mean, it definitely keeps it going, but they tend to want to piss me off in the middle of my having fun with it. And that's where I guess is what frustrates me. It's like I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Fuck this game.
Yeah,
Also, I don't know if you
that's
guys played this level. This is just I liked the design of this level. It was very unique, but it pissed me off was the jumping up and you got to like stop and go with like the rocks and they go dormant once you hit the little barrel that says stop.
Oh,
And then when they go
on and
again, they
off.
speed up back and forth. Yeah, that was to me that was more difficult than the minecart level.
That was challenging. I'll say that. I don't disagree with you there. I guess I just, I'm old. I don't have jerk reflexes anymore.
Oh, I do.
Yoshi.
It's a
Well,
good
Larry,
segue.
tell us what you did like. Tell us what you did like. We need Aiden to cool off. I probably need to cool off. We're both steaming, arguing. Be
Hey,
our middleman.
it's
What did you
healthy
like?
healthy disagreement here.
No, I mean, I
Um,
probably won't talk to you through this episode, but go ahead, Larry.
I'm kind of with you guys both on the idea that it's got difficulties in spots that I don't want to say made me dislike it, but I'll agree with Aiden. It gave it a variety of different kind of thing. I just don't think that some of the places they stuck in this difficulty, and I think what CJ was trying to shoot at is just like a ramp up versus just a spike of
Yes.
hardness every so often.
Yes.
And I found that what had happened is like I'll go back again to the minecart one just because it's there. It became, once I beat that evening, that I'm done for this one. I've got to walk away because I'm pissed off. I think when you get a ramp, it's easier to kind of like, okay, I made it. Let's go to the next one. So I do appreciate the difficulty. I just don't like it as a spike. So, and it does help with the variety of the game. I'll be honest with you. Like, say, I can't think of anything that's like greatly makes me happy with this. It felt very formulaic by the mid part of this, but it was best case scenario here. It was just a beautiful game that controlled well, sound decent, and I liked it because it's a good jumbo, I guess. Gumbo, not jumbo, not Dumbo, gumbo. It's a good gumbo of by itself the ingredients are okay. You put it together, it's a lot better, and I think that's what
Confused
I'm
where you're
looking
going
at.
with that.
Oh, I bring it back. I bring it back.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
wrong.
The chef, dude.
You turned it around.
Chef, cook it
So,
like
but
that.
I think that's what had to happen. It had to all come together because I think it danced the line very well or very finely that was able to make it happen. Because they could have put, and I think that's what maybe it was. You would appreciate a little more salt. I got a little salty with the fucking mine carts. A little too spicy with the barrels. Those kind of things. I think that's just what it is where I'm feeling on it. So I'll leave my
Smooth.
metaphor there and walk away as I feel proud of myself.
Personally, I think this game is more of a stir fry. I think you have the noodles, kind of get playing. You have the music, the graphics, the atmosphere that adds to everything. It makes it come together. But you know what? You might get a spicy pepper in between the levels, and some people have a palate where they don't want a spicy pepper. I mean, CJ, if it has pepper, it's too spicy for him. So I mean, I get where he's coming from. But personally, me, I like a spicy pepper. I'm eating a stir fry. There we go. A little spice to that bite. I enjoy that. No, but all seriousness, I like the graphics. I like the music. I think it came together, kind of helped the atmosphere. I like the variety that this game gave. I like I said, I think this was one of the more prettier games that we've played on the channel. The movement felt really smooth. The bosses weren't. I mean, I was in defense of the bosses, but they weren't nothing to like talk home about. They weren't super unique and crazy. They were pretty easy. Yeah. Movement felt good. Graphics, sound felt good. This is more of a overall. All the different aspects came together, and I can appreciate the aspects as one. I don't think there's anything that kind of stood out to me. If I had to pick one, I want to say the movement. The movement to me felt really smooth, but yeah, overall, I feel like this game came together good. We are like a positive neutral evil here with our
Yeah.
opinions. There's another
Evil
game
Aiden.
like that. I can't remember what it was.
I do remember this though. We definitely it was. I think the same positions too. It's like I
Was it
hated it, you loved
Undertale?
it. And
Not
it was.
Undertale. What
I think it
was it?
was. Yeah.
Undertale? I think so.
Larry was
Maybe.
anti. I was meh, and you were putting it down your gullet there all the
I like
way.
Undertale.
Little Glock 3000, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yep. I think I'm gonna call this a steak, an 8-ounce steak from like Texas Roadhouse. It's pretty good. It's you gotta get a decent cooked steak. You got some potatoes and some veggies with it. But at the end of the day, it's not the best steak that you've had. It's okay. It's juicy. Some days it's just dry. I think that goes into some of the levels and the designs and stuff. Larry, I think you said it pretty well earlier. I think they came out the gate swinging. Think when they went to the caves, they could have turned up that contrast just a little more. I'm kind of with you in some of the darker levels in general. I kind of struggled at seeing the bottom, that sucked. But overall, I do like when they change up atmosphere like that. I like playing not just the same green background or the same blue sky background. I definitely can appreciate some different areas on a map kind of thing. I was a big fan of riding animals, dude. The swordfish underwater was fun as hell. Definitely, I
Fuck,
think
dude, I
probably
forgot
my
about
favorite
that.
animal.
Yeah, I kind
Oh,
of.
I knew, baby. That was my favorite was the swordfish because not only could you stab shit, but it was almost like a cheeky little way to get some movement in there. It's like you pump, you're up, dash. I don't know. I liked it. I also like collecting the little trophies as well. That's always been a big thing for me. I like collecting the Kong letters. I liked collecting the little shiny different animals. I thought that type of stuff was cool to me. Um, that might genuinely be my favorite part. I will say it did play smooth. I did. It's cool that you can tag back and forth because I feel like Donkey and Diddy play a little bit different. Uh, Almost a little more speed to the Diddy side. You kind of go ape shit. So I appreciate being able to switch between the two. I think there was a couple times you could get in a really good flow of hitting a couple mobs, which felt good. Um, I liked the movable tires. I don't know why. I just feel like anytime you can do something like that in a game, you normally find something like one of the Kong letters. So I don't know. My little simple brain was all the lights were going off in my head on that type of thing. But nothing like that makes this game just that's the thing for me. Like I don't think it has one good thing. That's why I said it's a Roadhouse steak. It's all right. It's
You're saying it's
I'd
a.
rather have
It
that
is.
than like
It's a.
some hamburger helper most days.
It's a 6-ounce sirloin, not a bone and ribeye. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, it could be better,
Yeah.
but it's still a steak at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like it's still a steak. So I think that's
fair.
where I put it food wise.
We didn't talk about that, so I wanted to come back to it because actually, as you said that, fired up something 'cause I got lost in this episode here. You said the trophies like where you could collect like the animals and you got like 3 different ones. Did you get that far? Did you get any all the same ones? Like if you collect 3 of the flamingos, you got a bonus level. You collect 3 of the sharks, you got a bonus level.
I don't think I got 3 of any of them. I just liked when I saw them.
It's like one of those little bonus, like where you have like a ton of bananas and you pretty much just go around and collecting them.
Yeah, the whole screen's covered in fucking bananas and shit.
Yeah.
And you have to,
No, I
like
didn't
90
get to
seconds
do
to
that.
I
collect
think I
it.
happened like one time on accident, but for the most part, I'm like a speed runner on most of the levels. I'm not really an explorer.
Well, and I with that, I'll bring this around as I clear out my final thoughts. One, like I said, one of my favorite parts was this ability to collect those and do that. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, through that variety in there. We where was I going? Lost it, have it, maybe. But it opened it up, and like you said, with the speed running, they did something in this like I said, we kept comparing this mostly to Super Mario World, because it felt very Super Mario World. But I think I think I'm missing the idea where they kind of also treat like Super Mario World, um, too, Yoshi's Island. And with that, what I'm saying is the map is laid out. You can't go to a different level. You're going from 1 to 2 to 3 and so on. But their exploration is inside the level where they want you to go hunt out for the spot. That's why you have the Kong things. That's why you have the additional, um, oh gosh, the additional animal trophies that you
Animals.
can collect.
Mm.
There's secret rooms all over the fucking place in this thing.
And also, there's no time
Uh,
limit, like Yoshi's
yeah.
Island as well.
So it's, like I said, that part maybe came in there, and that's maybe like the trauma that we're blocking, or at least I think I am in regards to it, is the idea that I guess I don't mind to search in an overworld, but when I'm in a level, I kind of want to be, I don't say in and out, but I don't really want to linger there too long, because at some point it's just going to lead me into dying, and maybe that was part of their plot. So, but I think they did well in this. I think, like you say, it's a good solid game, and I'll throw it out for future reference, because the one that sticks with me most actually is the next one, Donkey Kong Country 2. I actually spent date nights playing that game. So
There we go. Look for probably an extra here soon, or sometime, or during the off season. We're probably going to touch Donkey Kong 2, so be on the lookout for that. Or Donkey Kong Country 2, sorry. But yeah, I agree for the most part. Running out my final thoughts as well. I think I enjoyed the graphics. I feel like the soundtrack, it wasn't meant to be a standalone. It complemented the graphics and the art style. I think the movement was smooth. This game wasn't too difficult. I liked riding the animals. I liked the variety of stages and different levels. I like the character designs. I don't have a ton of negative stuff to say about this game. I didn't enjoy not differentiating whether you could roll or jump on top of a mob. That's probably my only main gripe I have with the actual game. But other than that, man, I really enjoyed this game. It's not something that blew my socks away, but it was an enjoyable, good game.
Fair enough. I mean, I'd say that's pretty fair. I think me saying the Roadhouse Steak kind of sums up my opinions best on it. Uh, it was enjoyable. It's nothing super special, like you said, Aiden. It's not that big, thick, bone-in 20-ounce ribeye that you'd love to have, but you're still happy because it's still a steak at the end of the day. I think the potatoes behind it with the instrumentals, like I said, nothing really stuck to me. I think you had a really good point. This wasn't a soundtrack designed to just be a standalone badass soundtrack. This just was meant to complement the atmosphere, which we've all kind of touched on how much we appreciate atmosphere. So, like I said, the variety and levels was cool. It did feel smooth to play. I didn't necessarily feel like I was forcing myself to play it. I feel like it was good. This is a really good game to pick up, put down, because typically I'll bust out a good amount of time on these games we play, and then maybe come back if I do. It'll be, a little more kind of thing. But with this, it was more of, I might play 20 minutes here. Okay, I got to go to basketball. Play 30 minutes when I get home. Okay, play on my lunch break for 20 minutes. It felt easy to pick up and put down. And I don't know if it was just me for the first time playing a game like this, or if it was this game specifically, but it's worth mentioning in case. But I think this is something you should pick up if you're listening here. If you haven't somehow, based on our demographics that we can see, if you haven't played this game, you should pick it up. Both you really hit it on the head. I mean, they took a 180. They total pivoted the franchise here. Good facelift. Donkey Kong's no longer turning heel. He's a good guy. Like, it's definitely, I think this helped progress Donkey Kong as a character so much, and I think the game deserves a lot of credit for that. So come get a slice of this pie and find out. I think this is something I might put a little more time into solo, but one thing I would be really curious to try out's the 2-player, maybe in both aspects, more the race than anything. But I at least want to see how the other one works up in person. But I wouldn't be opposed to getting a little race in or something. The banana race. That'd be cool. I'd be down to do that. But this is one of the rare events that I didn't beat the game, and that's why I said I'd probably come back to it. This is more of I think this is something I want to come back to, explore some other game modes, which is kind of, I don't know that we've really seen a ton of games where we've said that, where we have other game modes to go explore, kind of thing. So kind of nice to get that out of it. Either one of you down, banana race me. We'll see who's faster. That's all I got to say. So I
Fair
mean,
enough.
Yeah,
obviously I'd recommend it. I picked it. Go ahead, Aiden.
I'll keep it brief. It's pretty obvious. I've told you that I enjoyed the game. I think it's a good game. You should pick it up and play it. It's a classic. It's one of those games that are renowned as a classic, one of the better platformers of this era. Personally, Donkey Kong, I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. I'd play it again for sure. Keeping it brief, I mean, you pretty much already knew where I was going with it, but yeah, I'd play it again, and you should too.
Um, I think it's a good one to follow up. Definitely, if you've been trying to play along, at least keep up with what we've been at. It's the beginning of where Donkey Kong is. I know what this year, 2025, he just had his new release. Hell, he's the lead fucking game on the Switch, Switch
Yeah.
2, and it's like. Honestly, I'm from what I gather, what I've seen, I'm too poor to afford a Switch 2. Honestly, I don't want to pay for one right now, but it seems like it's this, but maybe more, better. Because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it should. Because like I say, this game is good. It's a good platformer. It's got a lot of good mechanics to it. I haven't really see if it looks like that same claymation style. I think it's a little more cartoony than this one, but so yeah, I would definitely say give this a shot. Know your history, know where it is. Don't be surprised. Like I say, we play good games and we recommend them because they're worth the time to play it. So will I play this again? I think from beginning out, 50-50, but I am going to go back and beat this before the year's up. I got to put it on my list of games I've beaten, not actually ever beat before. So, but yeah, give it a shot. I think most people will enjoy it. Available on the Switch online stuff.
Yeah.
It's fairly cheap if you actually have a Super Nintendo. So
Fair enough. That's what's good about some of these games we pick that are big mainstream games. You know, it's like you can get your hands on this. You know, this isn't some obscure title. So, and like you said, the Switch I like playing on the Switch a lot. I think it makes it nice. I love playing it on my TV, but it's really convenient to just pick up and go. Like, take it to my mom's, chill out, waiting on some dinner or something. You know, play this way. I like doing that a lot. So it's kind of nice that you almost have a retro handheld if you do own a Switch. So. But the reason everybody has attended the show here, Aiden, go ahead. We'll knock it out the park with you first. Let's hear it.
I'm probably gonna have the highest score here. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I've just been defending it. We got some double agents here. But number to paper, I want to say I'm going to give this game a solid 8.7 out of 10. That is my Donkey Kong Country rating. Now, Larry, give me somewhere in the middle, and then CJ, give me the lower number.
very likely it's a good possibility of that. I actually started out today coming in this thinking I might be looking at like a 6 or something. But with review though, thinking of like you said, we got to be fair with what we've given it. I'm gonna go about 7.2. I think it's a good lead off for the Donkey Kong trilogy. It's on the Super Nintendo. And again, spoiler to it, I don't believe this is the best one, but that might be nostalgia and remembering what the other ones were. But I think it's a good, solid start. So 7.2.
This is kind of funny to me here because I don't know that I'm as low as you all think. We're gonna do something we've never done before. Aiden, I want you to guess my score before I give it.
I think you're going to go a 7.5.
Okay, well, never mind. You're wrong. I thought you were just gonna guess way lower. I'm gonna go with the 7 flat. I think a 7 flat's really fair. Like I said, it's still steak at the end of the day. It's just not the steak I necessarily would choose when I'm choosing a steak, but I didn't hate it as much as I probably sounded like. I think I was just a little caught off guard at first, but especially talking it over a little bit and having the urge to go back and progress a little more, check out the other game mode, leaves a little mystique, going. So I'm cool with it. I think a seven's pretty fair. So, but you were right. I'm the lowest. Larry's in the middle. Aiden's way too high, and overall it gives us a 7.6, which classifies this as another, not just one, another good VGR title, which tends to be our favorite category to sit in when we do the math here. But I would like to say I have something to announce here. The Kanye quote of the week. This time, I didn't even use Kanye. I used one of Kanye's good friends that he's defended to the media multiple times, Diddy. So I used Diddy's song, obviously, because we have Diddy Kong here, right? This was a song with the Notorious B.I.G., Mace, and Diddy. Iconic song. Great. Just great. I got to find what I was actually going to say. I'm going to be honest. Okay, here it is. From the D to the I to the DDY. No, you'd rather see me die than to see me fly. And that's how Diddy Kong rolled up in here. I'm going to be honest. He was sprinting around doing flips and shit. I liked it. So I knew I had to go with the Diddy route. And that's the Kanye quote of the week. Brought to you by Puff Daddy. So I like it.
Good Lord.
And I hope you all too.
We working so hard on getting canceled, aren't we?
Yeah, we definitely are. Let's see. I guess, Aiden, you're up to bat, buddy. What do you have in your mind coming down the pipeline for us?
Coming down the pipeline for us, I do want to say, tell all the VGR fans, like, subscribe, share, comment. If you got a question for us, you got an extra you want us to play, VGRPOD@gmail.com. Send us an email, comment on one of our socials. Speaking of socials, go give us a follow, go give us a couple like, Instagram, TikToks, all that jazz. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out our Spotify for the full audio version. Also, if you want to play it in our car, play it in the car on your way to work. Not in our car, but your car. Play it in your car on the way to work. Go ahead and do that. We got it on Amazon. If you're more of an Amazon guy, we're everywhere. Just spread the word. But yeah, do all that good jazz. Larry, I believe you're on the table here for the next game. What do we got? What do we got next week?
All right. Well, CJ was giving praise. We've been playing a lot of games that have been easily accessible. This one is very rare. I do own this on the Super Nintendo. I have the cartridge. It goes for about $300 loose. So this is a very rare game. I think it's going to be an interesting one. So find it any way you can, play it any way you can. We're going to be playing what's called EVO, Search for Eden, where we are going to help the goddess Gaia set the world right. And it's a different one, but I think you'll all enjoy it. Come back and listen for that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, do that indeed. Well, if you guys don't got anything else to add, I think that's just about it.
Yep, I do.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I have nothing to say. Got one thing to tell you all.
If he does have something to say.
But, I have literally nothing to say.
All right, it's been real. You heard the man. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Later.